So this might be a little triggering for some people, but it needs to be shared. And I just want to share my first encounter with Jesus. When I was turning 17, I had a favorite cousin named Christopher Clark. Those of you have probably already heard of him. Those of you knew him. He was the sweetest person you can ever meet. Very protective, very loving. And long story short, he always wanted to include me in everything, no matter what, right? And I had a birthday party that was 2 days before my actual birthday. And in real life, he died 2 days after my birthday. My birthday was on the 12th. We saw him as a family on my birthday dinner on the 10th, March 10th. And I believe he died either the day after, I believe, which was March 13th. And fast forward to the point, I was angry at God because he was one of those teenagers that brought other young men into the church. Like he was an influencer before there was an influencer, you understand? And he was young. He was only 2 maybe years older than I was, I believe, about to graduate high school and wanted to be a policeman, right? And I was angry at God because I was angry and I was hurt because, again, I was like, there's all these murderers around here, rapists, molestation, all these kind of crazy people out here. And I know that they didn't come out of the womb that way, but I didn't care in that moment. I wanted to know, why did you take my cousin / brother? Because that's what he was like to me. Fast forward, his death led me to asking Jesus a question. I said, if you're real, prove it. I'm gonna use my voice somewhere else. I'm not gonna serve you. I'm gonna quit going to church. I want to understand the scripture if I just roll to it real quick. And please tell me why you allowed him to die in the first place. I know you didn't just take him. That's not the kind of God that you are, right? From what I heard. So tell me what happened, right? What was the reason? So I want to say it was like maybe the day or two, or maybe the same week that when he passed was when I asked this question. God allowed no disruption to happen when I asked this question. No disruption at all. And in that moment, I got on my knees. I flipped the scriptures open with my eyes closed and pointed and landed on Proverbs 3:5-6, where basically, I'm a paraphrase, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thine own understanding, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Now, even if I've heard this scripture before, I did not understand it back then. But it made total sense in that moment where I fully understood it. I was like, what? That actually made sense. Fast forward, the next question I asked him was, why did you allow my cousin to pass? And he gave me his own reason as to why he passed. And it had to deal with him being the glue in a certain situation, and how he was trying to teach other things in that moment within our family. It crushed me, but it also brought me to Jesus. I was upset and hurt, but the answer that he gave me through trusting in him despite my understanding, and then giving me an answer about my cousin passing, it gave such a peace that I could not explain. That's why it says the peace that surpasseth all understanding. If you have never served, worshiped, or even wanted to try Jesus for yourself because you prayed and that person did not live, please try him again. I have another testimony. Try him again. Please try him again. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I have so many other testimonies about people passing that I'm going to share eventually, but I wanted to say this specifically for the teenagers out there and preteens who really don't believe in Jesus, or whose parents might not have taught them about them, or who just wants to know more. He might seem like this I don't go to church type thing, but I promise you it's the best freedom that you'll ever experience. You can go to any club and any rave that you want to, but it ain't the same when you get the love and peace of Jesus. You understand? I say all this to also say, try him for yourself. If you've experienced church hurt, I truly, humbly sorry. That's something that we're all trying to change, but it also changes with us teenagers. I'm not a teenager anymore. I look like it though. But it changes with us teenagers, honestly. Children, if you teach children how to operate in certain circumstances and situations in a church setting, and bring worldly things in there as well, and show them how to operate and how to behave, I think it can change the trajectory of different churches, you understand, and culture. So you as a teenager, you as a preteen, try Jesus for yourself. Don't just go off of who represented somebody like Jesus and take their word for it. If somebody met you for the first time and you happen to have a bad day, they're going to say, oh, when I see that person, oh, they just bad all around. That's not them getting to know you, right? That's just getting to see a piece of you because you had a moment. It's the same thing with Jesus. So please try him for a week. Try him for a month, 2 weeks, even a year. Fully try him with your whole heart and see what happens. See what answers you have. Write down your questions even. Record a video, log or diary, and see what happens when you try Jesus Christ for yourself and experience the true love and peace that surpasses all understanding. I just wanted to share that with you all and let you know that that was my first encounter with Jesus. Thank you so much for listening. Please let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to ask or anything else you'd like for me to share with my experience. And that's it. Thank you for joining me in the surrender room and letting me share that with you and letting me be transparent and letting you know how my life changed because I surrendered the old one for Jesus just because he answered my questions. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.